Hello everyone, this is Kimmy Wyatt, and I did a video, The Blue Cup in the Attic, and welcome to this Blue Cup in the Attic. I did a video earlier about how I have been wondering over the last couple of months, really, I really don't know how long, but I kind of dabbled in it before I moved into this apartment. Why is this happening to me? Going back onto events in my life and events that I basically overlooked, but like, no, I don't know, maybe no. The better part of me, well, one part of me was saying it's just circumstantial. You know, you're just being stalked. You're being spied on. You know, it has nothing to do with anything else. However, God is good. I have a quote, you guys. There's nothing that you do in this world that you're getting away with. If man doesn't get you, God will. I'm doing this part 2 of that video. That video is called TBCITA. By the way, TBCITA is the acronyms for the Blue Cup in the Attic. Dash, well, space, dash, space. Circumstance or evidence. Number 1. This is TBCITA space dash space. Circumstance or evidence, part 2. I had to make a part 2 of the first thing that I'm thinking about, or I've been thinking about, as to, in other words, these are events that happened in my life prior to me realizing I was being spied on and thinking maybe I've been spied on longer than what I'm really thinking. Okay. And so I came up with all of these events, like, and then some of them have the same type of, as I'm going to tell you right now, some of them have the same type of sub-events. So let me explain. In that video, I was telling you guys, go watch the video, please. Part 1. This is part 2. In the video, I was telling you guys about how I had, and I wrote down notes because God is good. This stuff was coming to me like right behind each other. And I knew if I did not write this down, I would forget at least one of these in this video. And I'm not going to do a part 3. But I don't know what I was saying prior, but I'm going to go ahead and get into the video, into the things. Oh, I was saying this is part 2 of that video because I was saying in the video how I had a cable guy come to my apartment to install internet service. I didn't want cable. I'm not a TV watcher or anything like that. And I just wanted the internet service. Obviously, my internet service provider that I love to use for my internet service, my ISP, was not available in the area. So I had to go with this provider, which is Time Warner Cable. And they're now Spectrum. Okay. And you guys, I think I may be tying something together. Yeah. Time Warner Cable is now Spectrum. And I'm going to wait on that part. Okay. But I if you keep up with me, and I said Spectrum, then keep up with the videos. You'll tie this together. It's going to take you longer. But here's other things that I forgot that was happening when I was in that apartment. This apartment was, as mentioned in the video, predominant. God, I shouldn't even use the word predominantly because it was only like, I probably saw 3 Black residents in this apartment, even less Blafricans or Blafrican residents, even less Blafrican residents than where I just moved from. And I mean, it was only about, I'm just going to say a maximum of 15 apartments occupied by Black Africans. So, and this was like, I'm serious. In this complex, however, this is back in 2009, by the way. I moved out in May of 2009. So I just had like a 6-month lease. That's all I wanted, was a 6-month lease. But look at the video. This guy stole my pictures. I had 450 gigabytes of data stolen here. And I'll tell you why. And maybe this different day, different year, different apartment, but the same thing. Okay, so here we go. This is 5 things that I forgot in that video. And let me say, this is my opinion on this first one. I will say on the Blue Cup in the Attic. The Blue Cup in the Attic is on G+, by the way, Google+. Go to my Google+ page, please. Join the page. I'm not trying to get followers or anything like that. I want you to join the page because I am actually schooling you guys on some very important stuff that you need to know. And it's not bits and pieces from here. Like somebody can tell you, oh, you know what you can do with a camera? No, I'm tying the whole big picture together. And I'm finding this picture has been big for a long time. I already knew this was organized crime. I already knew that this is bigger than anyone could, most people can imagine. Okay. I already knew that. But in lieu of what I did in part 1, here's part 2. No particular order. And one of these is going to scare you because the same thing is happening here, which I mentioned in not that video. I did two the Blue Cup in the Attic videos. Another one was about my electrical outlet in my washroom. That video is called TBCITA space. It's working now. Okay. And one of those is going to go with us. Okay. So the new maintenance guy here. He looks, listen to part 1. He looks just like the dude that came out to install my internet service in that apartment in 2009, where he stole all of my pictures. Everything I had in my pictures was taken. Everything. And if I'm not mistaken, no, he didn't mess with this is Windows XP. He didn't mess with the download folder, or if I had something in there, or music, but he took all of my pictures. Ironically, you guys, why did someone take all of my stuff from here? 450 gigabytes. I mentioned to him that he asked me what did I do. I told him I was in the lingerie industry. He was very intrigued with it. He loved the pictures. He said, those are some nice pictures, blah, 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 which I forgot to mention in part 1. And little bits and pieces will come back to me. Okay. Looks just like him in retrospect. And I also have a video on the Blue Cup in the Attic. The Blue Cup in the Attic, by the way, on G+ is a collection that I have. But if you go ahead and follow the page, you will get any new videos that I post up or anything that I post up. All of my stuff, basically. But if you just want to follow the Blue Cup in the Attic itself, then go to the page and follow that collection. I have like 30-something collections on on my G+ account. Okay, Kimmy Wyatt. If you want to go to the URL directly, it's https:// google.com/+, like minus plus sign, Kimmy Wyatt. So the first plus you spell out, the second plus is the actual plus sign. Second thing I want to say that I forgot to mention in that video was, I already said it. He took my data there in 2009, and somebody took 450 gigabytes of my data here. Ironically, I just mentioned to you guys, this is on there as well. Great credit scores. for someone to know about great credit scores. That would either be my ex-best friend who knew about that. I sent her emails a lot via my email account under great credit scores. For someone to know that about me on Facebook, I had great credit scores. They would have to have known me for a little bit or know something about me. I have a USB drive that was stolen back 2 or 3 years ago. I had a lot of stuff on there. So for someone to create, what they did was create a G Plus page and started following my page, Kimmy Wyatt, with that account. And when I clicked it, of course, clicked it, going through my followers looking for someone, and I had something of theirs and I needed to give it to them, and I just met them and they started following my page, and I'm like, oh my God, where's this guy? Because he left something on a table and I wanted to give it back to him. But as I was going through trying to find him, because he would have been the most current person to follow my page, I noticed Great Credit Scores, a page that someone created. And this page, when I clicked it, Great Credit Scores used to be a business of mine. And the only people they're following is my business is Sexy Resell, the Hangout. Well, Sexy Resell on Google, on G Plus, Sexy Resell, the Hangout, and Kimmy Wyatt. They're not following anyone else. I didn't create this page. Okay. Third thing. Something happened in my kitchen, you guys, in this apartment. I just can't remember what it is. I'm facing the area like right now in my mind, and I've been facing the area for the last like 2 hours. Like I know it was something going on with by my refrigerator, or something happened in 2009 in this apartment. Just can't remember what it is. I do know one of the things that happened is someone stole some food of mine. I mean, I'm literally looking through my refrigerator for food in my freezer for some food that I was about to cook or something, and it was gone. And it baffled me, retrospect, stuff we don't think about. It baffled me that it was gone. Like, who did this? And I called the manager who, as I mentioned in part 1, she did not like black African people anyway. She didn't like me. And for whatever reason. And prejudice, very prejudiced. But no one knew what happened, but it disappeared. And see, if that happened today, and I'm going to say something, I would know, okay. But back then, but I would know spying, someone came in, they got, but back then you're like, where's my stuff? Someone's taking my food, someone's taking food here, you guys. When I ask you guys to keep up with me, I literally mean it. I just said something to you guys, and I hope you caught on to what I said. Someone is taking food here. It wasn't happening before. Okay. 4. My arm is itching. I'm going to do number 5. It's only 5 of these first. Every time I walk out on my balcony and look down, I'm on the 2nd floor in this apartment, not this apartment, but 2009. This apartment was in Grand Prairie, Texas. Every time I go out on my balcony, I hate using that word every time, and I did not go out on my balcony often. But when I would go out on my balcony most times, and look down, me being on the 2nd floor, there would be a guy walking. In other words, he would see me and get startled or start walking. He wasn't walking when I first saw him. And I remember like yesterday, this is coming to me right now. This guy, one time coming out and looking down at him, and he didn't know I was watching him. And he was doing something with his phone. But he was just standing there under my apartment, but I'm on the 2nd floor. And then finally, I watched this guy, I remember, for like 5 minutes. And when he looked up, he did the double take like this. And then he started walking off. Now, you may not have seen me in part of that. Okay. Now, my little shirt is wrinkled. You guys, I just got it wet with some water on here, but it's time for me to, I'm not going to bed right now, but it's pretty late. And so I just threw this on. The fourth one, however, which this is number 4, but I skipped number 4 to go to number 5. In the video I mentioned in part 1 that, well, actually, this is the other video that I did about the electrical outlet. TBCITA, it's working now. And I mentioned the electrical outlets in other videos and that they're using electricity. And I gave the wrong title of that video. The second video I'm mentioning that I published up today is actually called TBCITA Electronic Stalking. It's it's working now. Okay. TBCITA space electronic stalking it's working now. Okay, that's the correct name of that video. You guys, God is so good, man. Thank God for brains, memory. I was just sitting in my in a chair in my living room. I gotta hurry this up. And all this stuff started coming back to me about that apartment. You know, the cable guy, all of that stuff. Again, but then other stuff started coming in lieu of that, what I posted in part 1. You guys, in my living room in that apartment, I remembered just before doing this video that I had to keep moving. I set up my desk, like an office in the living room area. Okay. I had to keep moving my desk for some reason. And this was coming back to me. I'm like, something kept happening in the living room. I had to keep doing something. I had to keep moving my desk from one place to another, and or my computer or whatever, because the electrical outlets kept going out. Okay. They kept going out. Like they're doing here. Not all of them are going out here. Okay. But wherever I sleep, I would sleep. If you look at that video, I tell you, I would sleep in here in my washroom, which is no problem. Don't laugh. I have to find somewhere to sleep. I will sleep in different places. And the video I did before that video, electronic stalking, I was saying, I'm sure it was, and electronic stalking is basically the blue cup in the attic. It's just a part of the blue cup in the attic. I was saying how it's not a big room, but, you know, I got to hurry this up, but it's enough room for me to sleep in. You guys, my electrical outlets were going out in 2009 in the apartment that I lived in the living room, and I had to keep moving my desk because of it. And it got to the point, coming back to me, that I had to finally put my plug down the hall, attach different electrical plugs down the hall from my daughter's room. And I remembered, because of the type of plug, you know, you can't attach them together, because I had to get one of those adapters to put a 3-prong adapter so that I could attach, you know, and attach my desktop. No laptop, desktop. You guys, I gotta go. But I got others of this circumstances or evidence. I gotta go, but I'm gonna tell you now, I think this has been happening before now. And it's bigger than what we're thinking, if you're in this with me. Hasta la vista, buenas aires, buenas noches, maybe. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Bye.